All right, so we got this thing running up. Sorry, guys, we were having some technical difficulties with Zoom, and so we're back up and running now. Thank you, guys. If you happen to be waiting or you're barely jumping in, I appreciate your patience and sorry for this technical difficulty. But let's get started. Welcome to another real estate wholesaling analysis. This is, I believe, episode 50. We're in the 50th episode. Man, that's crazy. I appreciate you guys, all your support, all your if you happen to be coming in, if you happen to be new, welcome to the series where we go live on some real estate wholesaling analysis. Where we analyze some deals, what makes it a deal worth it in terms of like fixing and flipping, rental out there, if you depending on what it is that you come across, maybe some land as well too, because you are able to wholesale some land. But we analyze some deals live on market to let's see how what makes like a deal work as well too. If it was to be like an off-market deal, because all deals are really just are very different from one another. So we have to like analyze it. And then on market deals are the same thing. They're deals are very different from one another. So we go live through all that. We answer some questions if you happen to have like some specific questions about real estate wholesaling. But we go through first things first, we go through is just a quick presentation where we break down some things, some fundamentals about real estate wholesaling when it comes to the analysis. Then we get to like some live analyzing. There's a Q&A afterwards, and of course, there's going to be a breakout network room if there's enough people and anybody wants to network with one another. So with that being said, let's just get started. So when it comes to real estate wholesaling, there are multiple steps when it comes to make a deal work in your area. The main focus that we're going to be doing on this series is going through the estimated repairs and the estimated repairs and the offers on how to calculate those offers. I'm going to be breaking down to you also the perspective of the investor, why it will make more sense on the investor to buy it at X amount as well too. So we're going to go through that later on. So the very first foundation we have to understand is the ARV or after repair value. And basically it says it in the word. How much is the property worth once it gets fully updated or brought up to 2024 standards? So when it comes to this, it's pretty much knowing like your market. How much can the property sell for? And then this comes from doing research on how much properties are going for in your market. Or if you're looking for a market, this is basically going to tell you how much can properties sell for in that area, how much growth is happening in that area as well too. When it comes to the after the ARV, all investors do their numbers very different from one another. Repairs, a profit, if there's a wholesale fee, their calculations are going to come across. All the investors that you're going to come across they're all going to be doing the things very different from one another, and it's perfectly fine. And so it's just really good for you to understand how they buy a lot of the deals, so that way you can make sure that you're bringing like a deal that really makes sense on their side as well too. And of course, they are going to be negotiating on that deal as well too. But if it makes sense, they'll want to bring in your offer and try to close in as quickly as possible on your deal as well too. And now, if you happen to be bringing on market deals, then they're definitely going to want a discount on that on market deal as well too. So if you're pushing for a discount with the on market deal, then they're going to still want to get like a discount on the asking price as well too. So the on market deals, you can't really push it. Off market deals, then the sky's the limit on how much they can make it for. But of course, your due diligence and their due diligence is going to come into play to see what will be like the best ideal offer. Now after ARV, it says it on the word as well too. It's repairs. When it comes to repairs, if you're an investor, if you've been doing some deals, you already know this. From hand to hand, doing multiple deals. If you're a wholesaler, you want to get into the perspective of what an investor will think. But of course, you don't want to spend too much time on overanalyzing like repairs. You can't really know exactly what the project will end up coming out to because you're not the one going through the entire process of it. So when it comes to repairs, I like to keep it very simple, but it is going to be pretty much spot on when it comes to like these repairs. It just takes constant repetition of analyzing to understand what kind of things that the property needs to get project on. and then from there put those numbers into play and see what those numbers will be like. So it takes constant practice and repetition for you to understand your market worth of repairs value. But looking into repairs, I like to stick to these averages nationwide, and depending on some cities and states that are a little bit more expensive, like California is very expensive, New York, Washington, some areas, some cities in Texas, some cities in Florida as well too. There are going to be cities and states where things are going to be a little bit more expensive, and it's perfectly fine. That's just how that market is in overall. But when we look into those, you definitely want to add an X amount into it, which I'll get to in a minute. So look into like light repairs. Light repairs are going to be costing between $10 to $20 per square foot. These are going to be very more ideal towards properties that are really well maintained or properties that are rental properties as well too. It's just something that just you can be quickly updated and put back again into again being like a rental property. Looking to the average repair, this is where we start dropping down into what the project property needs. We're going to start working on major areas like the kitchen, the flooring, the bathrooms, painting walls, doors, windows, a roof, possibly landscaping, possibly. Of course, you have to bring new appliances, maybe some electricals or electric panels as well too, or utility panels. Well, what else? Water heater, HVAC. So again, you start doing more on what the property actually needs. In some cases, some investors actually don't. They just try to keep like the minimum stuff, depending on how old some stuff is, like the roof. If it's like 8 to 10 years old, just keep the roof. Don't make any changes. So you can make exemptions on some things, but again, average repairs that are cost between $25 to $40 per square foot are going to be the ones that you're going to be mainly doing if you're coming across a lot of fixing and flipping properties. Next is going to be the gut job repairs. Gut job repairs are going to cost $45 to $60 per square foot. And what a gut job is pretty much two options. You demolish the entire home and then start all over on a brand new construction home, or two, you take down the walls and then start everything internally. How do you determine like the both of them? It depends on how bad like the wood is internally. If it's like rotten out, moldy, it just gonna collapse because of termites as well too. It's Again, it just really depends on how much damage is happening internally. And what I mean internally, it's inside the walls. So once you start ripping up the walls, that's how you're gonna be able to determine that. Not only that, but also you're gonna have like some extra expense, and that extra expense can definitely be the foundation if in case it's needed. Sometimes it might not, sometimes it might will, but it's a gut job repair because it's going to need more than the average repair stuff, and it's going to cost a lot more to bring it up to 2024 standards. And then mentioning earlier to those expensive high cities and states, to all these prices per square foot, you want to add $15 to $20 more on those expensive cities or states, so that way you're able to differentiate on those as well too. So just give you guys a tip on that. Now, part of the process when we start analyzing like some deals, you definitely want to understand that whenever you're analyzing a subject property, you want to look for similar homes in your area, or AKA comps. But whenever you're looking for comps, you definitely want to stick within certain parameters because you want to make sure that you get in the most accurate dollar amount or ARV to that property that you're looking into. So some of those comp parameters are going to be the square footage of the living space. You want to make sure you go up plus or minus 300. And what I mean by that is you got to look for properties. If the property is 1,400, you can go down 300 square feet. So 1,100 all the way up to 1,700. So plus 300 on that 1,400 square foot home. So between 1,100 to 1,700, those are going to be where you're going to be looking for comps and trying to figure out what the average price per square foot is. Looking into the lot size, this is going to be more applicable into the square footage of the lot, where if you come across a property that is a half an acre, quarter of an acre, 1 acre, 10 acres, 40 acres, that's when we start analyzing more on the size of the lot rather than the property itself, but also keep in mind the property on how big it is as well too. Part of the process of looking for comps is make sure that you stick within the same neighborhood or the same area. That's why I have a half mile to 1 mile radius. it's not by law or it's a strict rule that you have to stick within the radius. You can go beyond that radius. The only thing is, are you crossing neighborhoods and going to a different neighborhood? And sometimes it could be just a major road across it's not a whole bigger neighborhood, but it's just like it's just how the shape of that area and the neighborhood is, that there's like a major road, but then there's like a smaller neighborhood in the other side. You can make some exemptions, but the thing is, the when you start making some exemptions, you want to make sure that you make some price adjustments. So if the property is like way further out, you want to make sure that you're making some adjustments on that price on the property as well too. So there's going to be some pros and cons with it. So uh as you're making some judgment calls on what comps you want to pull, you always want to make sure that if you're doubting that comp, it's just best to just make some price adjustments and just make it reasonable, depending on how far it is as well too, and how big the home is, as well. So again, just you have to make those judgment calls from time to time. That's why I don't like to go beyond major yellow or double yellow line roads or heavy traffic roads, because those heavy traffic roads is kind of like the borderline where the neighborhood will be splitting up, or where we want to be crossing it around it. Um, Looking into the property years, you want to make sure that you're comparing the same years of the property. So if you have a 1960s home, you want to go plus or minus 10 years. You don't want to compare a brand new 2023, 2024 new construction built home to a 1960s home. We're not we're bringing the 1960s home to 2024 standards. We're not bringing the 2023, 2024 standards to 1960s at all. So you want to make sure that 1960s homes, the comps that you're pulling, um, you're bringing comps that have been getting flipped within the same years on your subject property. What's good about 2023, 2024 homes is what's happening in the area is there's growth potential. But the more growth potential there is, so sometimes it can affect like the prices of the properties as well too. So again, it just depends on the area that you're located as well too. Looking into the comps, you want to make sure you're pulling 3 to 5 comps, not just comps that have sold in the past in the last 6 to like 9 months. But also you want to look at properties that are, of course, for sale at the moment, because those are currently fix and flip projects that just got finished and have been in the market for X amount of days. So you definitely want to look at what has sold, what's for sale, and of course, the biggest one is look what's under pending and under contract at the moment. Pending under contract is basically telling you what's how the market is reacting to properties right now, and what's mainly getting acquired. Are there more retail or AKA fixed properties that are getting flipped up and then that are getting put back again in the market? Are those properties the one that is getting sold the most, or are ugly properties being sold the most? So pending on the contract gives you a lot of insight as well too. Now, over time, part of the process of analyzing deals is whenever you're analyzing a deal, or in my side, I've learned multiple strategies from investors on how they or what other strategies they use besides just regular fixing and flipping and buying and holding. So over time, you definitely want to start enhancing your analyzing skills. So where you want to analyze not just for wholesaling, but you can also do a wholesale. That's where you borrow somebody else's money for your flip as well too. For fixing and flipping, you can borrow somebody else's money for that. Buying and holding, same thing. Seller financing, that's a creative route as well too. So all these strategies, and of course there's a lot more strategies out there as well too, but all these bring different numbers to the tables. And when it comes to like looking into like deals, I'll really care about the numbers. If the numbers make sense on wholesaling, if it doesn't make sense in wholesaling, but it makes sense in fixing and flipping, then all right, just make it a fix and a flip. If I'm not getting any offers accepted in wholesale, then it might as well just partner out with somebody and let them know what kind of opportunity you have, and then let them borrow the money for you, so that way you can do the fix and flip yourself, so that way you can learn and you be part of the market as well too, of fixing and flipping. If it doesn't work in fix and flip and wholesale, then you can buy and hold. And if the property is free and clear of any debt, and maybe you can do some seller finance as well too. So the sky's the limit on analyzing, but not don't just stick to like analyzing one route if numbers can be aligned into somebody else. That's why sometimes there's some offers that come 25, 30, 50, $100 over asking price, and that's because the investor they analyze their deals on different strategies that really make sense. The biggest one is honestly I'll say is going to be the buy and hold. The buy and hold, they're playing the tax game. So just giving you guys an insight on that. So make sure over time you definitely enhance your like your skills. So now let's just get into some live analyzing. Let's drop here. Let me pull this up. All right. Where are we at? Where are we at? And do I have this thing up? Let me, I don't know why this thing is not popping up. Okay. All right. Oh, I'm like, where did my Zoom go? Here we go. All right. Yeah, let's do share screen, desktop one, shut up beam, shut up bam. Here we go. All right, let's check it out what city we can get on here. If anybody has any cities or addresses, by all means, drop it in chat. Tempe, Arizona. All right. Tempe, Arizona. So the very first thing is that we gotta do is I have my CRM right here. The very first step I have of my CRM is to analyze my deals based on the market. So right now we have a new markets. What's the last one that we did? I think we did Hidalgo, Texas. So let me delete all this right over here. Delete this information. Bam. All right. So when it comes to like, oh, so right now we gotta get some analyzing. So let's say you're a brand new wholesaler, brand new investor, whatever your position is in real estate, you're trying to learn like your market. First things first, you definitely want to know like your market overall. So step number one, know your market, analyze like your market, understand how your market is reacting right now in terms of like real estate, how much properties are going for, what kind of rates are happening. And all this information, pretty cool. It's actually available on your local Zillow a website or your local Redfin website. Both of them give you this the same information. So right now we have Tempe, Arizona. First things first, I want to do is I looked into the whole county, not just like the city. So Tempe, Arizona is in what county? Maricopa County. All right, cool. So I'm gonna look up Maricopa County. So I'm gonna paste this Maricopa County. Bam, there it is. And I'm gonna do the same thing on Zillow on Redfin, Maricopa County. And what I'm gonna be doing is, bam, I have the whole, oh, not sold, one look for sale. So I have, oh, geez. So there is, oh, first things first, I want to select houses. I don't want to select anything else. All right, cool. Wow, we still got a lot. So we got 11,654 properties in Maricopa County, Arizona. Because we're trying to analyze Tempe. I don't know how to pronounce that. But what I'm gonna be doing is I need to analyze my market. So how I'm gonna analyze my market is both Redfin and Zillow, they're both broker companies where they have like their own real estate agents. Um, and the cool thing about it is because they're brokers, they have access to a lot of data. And what I'm going to be doing with that data is I'm going to be heading over past like all the property listings. I'm going to scroll past all of them. I'm going to head over here down to this section right here where it says Maricopa County City Homes. And as you guys can see, there's the city and then how much properties are going for in the city. There's this other city. Where's Tempe? Is Tempe in here? I don't see Tempe over here. So if you come across with your city is not in here, I'm gonna show you a little hack on how to find out about it. But what I'm gonna be doing for right now is I'm gonna be highlighting all of these properties. I mean, all of these cities with the prices. I'm gonna be copying all that information. I'm gonna head back to my CRM. I'm gonna head over here, do this pay special, and then just the values, and bam. So what I have done in my CRM is I need to analyze my homework, but what this information is over here is Zillow and also Redfin. Redfin has it all the way at the bottom as well too. Right over here. Where's it at? Where's it at? Uh, cities. Why is it showing me apartments? Oh, because I'm seeing for rent. Duh. So I have 18,000 results. Oh, but I didn't select houses. So let me scroll back down over here, and bam, there it is. So average prices near Maricopa County. And then right here it shows you the cities. Right here it shows you nearby counties as well too, if you want to look at counties. And there's Tempe right here. So what Redfin and Zillow have done is they've collected their data both on properties that are ugly and then both on properties that are new construction and fixed and flipped properties. They collect all that information and put it together and let you know how much properties are going for in that area. So they're already doing the homework for you on finding out basically what the ARV is. What you have to do is whenever you come across a property, so for step number one is analyze your market. I just show you guys how to analyze the market, where you can find all this data. And what you're going to do with it is on the left side is going to be how much properties are going for. And depending on the strategy, if I'm looking for a lot of fix and flip deals, right here on the right side is going to tell you what's the highest price point that you should be looking for those properties. So if I'm looking at Phoenix, Arizona properties sell for $430,000, but the most I gotta look for to find like a deal that it's a good fix and flip, I gotta look for properties worth less than $300,000 or less. For me to find like a good fix and flip deal where I can make sure that I can sell it for $430,000. But that's the thing is I need to confirm, can this property that I found for $300,000, can it sell for 430? If it can, cool. If it can't, then you just have to move on from there. Or if not, maybe you have to analyze it on a different strategy. So first things first, we have to analyze the market. Step number two is you want to start getting in touch with a lot of contacts. That can be buyers, that can be title companies, that's going to be the list is over here. It could be agents as well too. It could be lenders. Maybe you want to keep the deal for like yourself or do your deal for yourself. Of course, you want to find properties as well too, but you also want to find maybe some connect with other wholesalers, contractors, inspectors, like you name it. You got to start. You have to start bringing all these contacts into your contact list, so that way it's a lot simpler for you to make and work around whenever you come across a deal. And then step number three is start looking for properties. So I'm not gonna be looking for people today. I'm just gonna be analyzing like the market. So I'm gonna be doing step number one, which I just did, analyze my markets, and then step number three, start looking for properties. But the thing is, I'm in your shoes. If you're looking for properties, you come across a property. Step number four is to start looking for comps, or AKA start analyzing like the deal. Is it a good deal? Is it not a good deal? Was it so the thing with that is step number three and four, there's a big barrier that I want you to create. And what that barrier is called info barrier. And what an info barrier is or info block is basically before you start analyzing the property, before you start diving into finding how much properties are going for like in the neighborhood and the comps, start doing all the full steps of analyzing. Get in touch with the seller, get in touch with the agent, get in touch with the wholesaler, get in touch with whoever has that property that you're looking into, or and start collecting information. And information is pretty simple. Why do they want to sell, and how much do they want to sell it for? Why do they want to sell, or their X factor, why, the foundation of everything, and how much do they want for the property? Those are the two major ones to find out whenever you come across a deal. So before you head over to step number four, make that big info barrier or that big info block before you start analyzing for comps. So, and that info block is basically collect or reach out to whoever has that property. Again, if it's the homeowner, the seller, if it's the agent, if it's the land developer, if it's another a wholesaler, a contractor, whoever has the information to this property, or whoever owns this property, or whatever, wherever it is that you came across the property whatsoever, reach out and then get in touch with that person and find out, get all that information from that property. Why do they want to sell? Uh, why do they want to sell and how much are they looking to like sell for? And of course, you can start asking more details about the property itself, like what's going on with like the property. Is there like a tenant? Is the homeowner living in there? Um, what kind of when was the last time the property had like any work done? Is it in good shape? Is it in bad shape? How was there a fire in there? Like, what's the story? What is happening with this property at the moment? And then from there, collect all the information and then get an understanding. Biggest thing is why do they want to sell? If there's no motivation to selling, then it's not really going to be worth your time at all, whatever. So I don't want you to spend 30 minutes analyzing the property, like, oh, this is a good deal. Okay, let me reach out to the seller. And then I really don't, you get in touch with them. Yeah, I really don't care if I sell the property or if I don't sell the property. I just want to see how much I can get for it. That's not motivation at all whatsoever. Move on. You spent 30 minutes analyzing the property and then you spent 5 minutes on the conversation finding out that the seller doesn't really want to sell. It's not really motivated on selling. So just giving you some warning signals and what and things that can happen realistically. So going back to our city was actually Tempe. Um, Arizona. So let me head back over here and then do the same thing. I need to analyze my city or my market area, but it didn't give me the price point of how much can the property sell for. And right over here. So we have Tempe Homes selling. Oh, did it pop up? It says that it popped up right there. No, nothing here. I'm gonna change this to Tempe. And how much are they going for? It says that they're going for 487, 487, 487, 823. All right, so let me paste this over here. Bam. Awesome. So, okay, so now we have it. Now, because I'm looking at the whole county, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to scroll down this section and then the whole county's average price point, they sell for $422,000. So I got to look for properties less than 221. So I'm going to call it a even 225. And let's see if I'm able to find deals. But let me go back to Maricopa County. What? Maricopa County. Here we go. So let's go back to Maricopa County. We're looking for houses. I'm gonna set my price point at $225,000. Oh, and here's another thing too. You guys notice how on Zillow it says that the properties can on Tempe can sell for 487, and then on Redfin it says that they can sell for 529. So now you have a range as well too. Since you have a range, the way it goes with this formula is pretty simple. Is just multiplying the ARV or how much properties can sell for times 70%. So 370, if you go back to 487, 800 something times zero point 0.7 is going to give us that 341 price point. So there you go. So that's the way it's pretty simple formula. Just multiplying by 70%. You can add repairs, you don't have to add repairs, it's really up to you. But you guys can see that we can definitely push the property a little bit higher in terms of like the asking price for it to see how much we can get. So between 340 to like 370. That's my range for my specific city. But let's just find out right now based on the whole county, because I am looking at the whole county. I'm not just looking at just one city. Um, I put our number set at the most that we should look is for 225, and we went from 11,000 properties down to 46 results. So we have these 46 results. Let me set the price low to high so that way I can take a look at what's actually happening. Okay, what's up with this? I don't want any of that. So there's some properties selling for $30,000. This is probably a burnt down property. $30,000 in Arizona? What? And it's not even like, oh, oh, this is what's this called? Oh man, I can, it requires residents to be 55. Oh, I don't want a 55 plus. These are mobile homes. Sorry, I couldn't get my thought. together. And so I'm not looking for mobile homes. I'm looking for a regular house. Here we go. Here's one. This one right here for $85,000. I don't see it on the map. Where is this located at? This looks like it's like way in the desert. So way out in the desert? Please don't tell me it's way out in the desert. I got a feeling it is. Wickenburg. Whoa. All the way up there? No, buddy. We're not going all the way up there. That's way too far out. Um, oh, I see it all the way up there. Nope. That's not our property. We're not looking for anything too far out. This one is in Dateland. Dateland's like right over here. We're not looking for that. So about oh, we have this one right in Phoenix 22 hours ago. Oh, we gotta move in quick. Is it like a business? This looks like a business with a big lot. Lot 2,500. Okay, not a big lot. I thought it was. Up and coming location. Home currently not accessible as this home needs to be deeply renovated. Home is sold as is. Okay. What about what's happening internally? Why is it so? Why is it a big lot? Okay. Okay. It says up and coming neighborhood. I can kind of see it. There's like a new construction home happening over there. Um, I see there's like it's really close to like the probably all this area, and that's what I'm talking about. You can buy some land as well too. Probably all this is definitely like gonna get developed. 1,000 square feet, 129. There's no internal pictures for whatever reason. Maybe there might be something coming in, but it is just fresh. It is 22 hours old. So that one's a good one. Let me see if I can find something where there's price cuts. Price cuts are good. This one as well too. Where is this located? I think this is right in like the metro area. We're close to like the metro. Oh no, desert. We're not looking to anything too far out. That's the thing is, I like some of these properties, but we have a fire. This is a fire one. So this is an example of a gut job property. A gut job property is going to be one of two things. Is it going to be a demolition or is going to be a removal of the walls? A fire, it's a complete demolish. It's a big lot as well too, so that's really good. It's already fenced out as well. So I really like that. A fantastic opportunity. Extensive fire damage being sold at land value. Great opportunity to build new home, remote homes in the area and selling in a high 300,000. Okay, so that's the thing. If they're selling the property as land, uh, being sold being sold as land, then the land, how much if the land is being sold for $169,000, I want to see how much does it cost. How much does it cost? Oh, not typing anything. How much does it cost to build a new home in was this Phoenix? Is this in Phoenix? In Phoenix, Arizona. In Phoenix, Phoenix, Arizona. 2022, the average cost of a 2,000 is between 360. So that's what she was telling us. So if the square footage is 2,000, if the price is $360,000 divided by 2,000, that means it's $180 per square foot. So $180 per square foot times we can make it like a 1,200 square foot home. It's probably going to cost us around $250,000 to build a home. So $250,000 to build a home plus the 169 on this property. That's much asking. $169,000. It's basically putting 419. That's again, the property has to sell for a lot more than that for somebody to make a profit as well too. But I'm not a land developer, so I don't know those numbers really much like that. I'm just going based on how much the property is. And especially if we have like the land, we can make it like 1,000 square foot or maybe a 1,200 square foot home. But we basically have to start all over again with this property. But for 169, now let's analyze it. So this is one of those properties where if they're being sold, if the property, there's a fire damage, so we have to demolish the property and make it do a brand new construction home. I don't see a garage as well too. Let me put this into a Redfin, and I like Redfin at times because what Redfin does is it gives me Street Viewer like off the bat, and it's way better than Zillow's Street Viewer for whatever freaking reason. But here, I'm gonna do this. Let me pull it up. Street Viewer. Bam. So, wow. So this is a really good home for 800 square feet. Okay, but there's no garage. So we can definitely make a garage space right over here. What's going on in the neighborhood as well too? Let's check it out. How is the neighborhood going overall? All right. Let's see if there's any good properties out here that have gotten fixed up and flipped. Any project homes? Any project homes? I don't see it, but I do see that some of these don't have a garage though. But would a garage bring a lot of value? Let me see. Let me go back to my neighborhood. They don't. It's just like an extra space. I think it's just because it's way too hot out there. So honestly, having a garage is like having like a sauna over here in Arizona. So it doesn't look like it's a necessity, but hey, we never know. But let's go back to our subject property. All right. But because they're being sold at land value, I gotta figure out how much our land's going for. And the land square footage is 5702. So going back to our analysis on this, if we're gonna be analyzing land, we're gonna be looking at plus or minus 2,500. So 57 plus 25, 100 minus 2,500. We gotta look for land between what is it, 82 from 32, I'm gonna say 35. Excuse me, 35 to 82 square footage. Now, where's this property at? Where is it at? Where's it at? Oh, right over here. It's like this, right over here, right over here. Did it not say it was here? Oh, is it this one? Yeah, here we go. Shabam. All right, let's do it. Let's do it. So, because we're analyzing land, let's check out how much land is going for. Let's go to lands and lots. Let me remove some houses. Okay. Let's set some parameters on the lot size. So lot size, we mentioned, oh, I can't do 35, so 3,000 all the way up to a quarter of an acre. Oh man. 10,000. Yeah, let's do 10,000. Let's see what we're able to do. Okay, so there's no land, any lands under contract, no land at all, any lands for sale or have sold. Oh, okay, okay. So 140,000. Our neighborhood is right over here. 450, 7,400. Okay. This one was 86. That one's pushing it a little bit. So this just sold recently too. Let's go to the newest one. I gotta stick on this side of the freeway. So on this side of the freeway, we have 72, 86, 75. And oh, also, yeah. And it's okay with land being a little bit older as well too. Like this is 2021. But I'm gonna get the price per the square footage of all these. So 72, 74. Oh, sorry, $100,000 divided by 72, 74. That's around $13 per square foot. times the square footage of my subject property was, how much is it again? Is What's the lot size? 5702. 5702 times 5702. We should buy the land for half the price, $80,000. Yeah, you see, that's what I'm talking about. $80,000. And they're trying to sell it for 169. So that's the newest, that's the most recent one that sold. And that's again, um that's 25, almost 2,500 um 1,500 more on our square footage. Then we have this one, other one for $140,000 divided by 8664. That puts it around 16 times a square footage of our lot, 5,702. So 90. So between 80 to like $92,000 is what we should be buying the land for. Pretty simple as that. Uh, like this one, 72 for $100,000, and they're trying to sell the land for 100. No, nobody. That is not gonna work. That if you're selling the land, if you're selling at the land value, then that's gonna be a whole 169. That's definitely not gonna be working. It's only been on the market for 12 days overall. Um, I can even look at the records, at the county records as well too, but yeah, that's not really going to be working at all. So the land value is definitely has to be half the price, and especially we have to demolish this property. No. So highest offer off the bat, $85,000 just for the land itself. $85,000, $250,000 for um the property, and then that's where we're getting close to the 300,000s that this agent is mentioning. So now let's say I don't want to analyze it based on the land. So but now that I do, and I got a good sense of it. So now let me analyze it based on the I'm gonna leave the land there, but I'm gonna analyze it based on the square footage. So I want to bring it over to a 1,200 square foot home because we definitely have to demolish the property. So 1,200, we can do a max of uh 1,200, we can do 750 to 1,500. All right. Let me see how much these properties are going for. 1,400. Not so much. Let's go to by square footage. So 14, I want to see how much 1,200 square foot homes are going for. 1,286. This one's all right. 1,300. So 369. Okay. Is there like a new construction one? 140 days. Oh man. No pictures on that one. 135 days. 360. 360. Okay. So 360. And so if I'm selling, and this has been sitting for 135 days, and you talk about there's no deals, I'm seeing at 3 deals that are on market for more than 100 plus days, for 340, 359, and 325. These 3 deals, I'm gonna tell you off the bat, seller finance. And that's if they're free and clear. I don't know if there's any debt on that, but it does. Oh, I'm finding more. 136, 105. I have 5 deals in the same area selling for freaking that have been on the market for more than 100 days. If I scroll down, am I gonna find more? No. So honestly, if this deal for 169 doesn't work, I have all these other deals right over here. I have 5 deals that have been sitting on the market for 5 days. Damn, that's amazing. That is incredibly awesome. I like this neighborhood overall because out of these 5 deals, pitch, seller finance, that's a great conversation. So, um, yeah, the property most likely is going to end up selling for like 350, 360. It's going to cost a lot more to like build it, but the cool thing about building it, it really depends as well too. I put 1,000, so yeah, we definitely have to get like a huge discount on the land itself. Honestly, it's not going to be working at all with that. Um, so let's look at what has actually sold in the area. And I want to look at what has actually sold in the last six months. So let's check it out. $20,000. And there's the hard cold truth right there. There is the hard cold truth. I was mentioning to you guys that this property, when you analyze deals, you analyze for different strategies. This is an example of a wholesale deal. The property was bought for $20,000 and then tried to sell the land for $169,000. So if we buy the property for $85,000, and this is the beauty of wholesaling, 85 minus the probably the $25,000 closing costs as well too. This person is making $60,000 on this deal. While if I do a brand new construction, analyze it, I don't like it. I already don't like this deal just because of that. Making $60,000 when if I were to be the investor on this, I really have to be like a smart investor or land developer to like make the most out of this dollar. I need to sell this property. If I'm building something brand new, I need to sell this property for $480,000 minus the $85,000 um in the land. No, 90,000. So another 5,000 in closing costs minus how much is it going to cost me to build a home? Probably like $300,000. So $90,000 profit. Uh, I didn't put like the agent fees or anything. So yeah, I need to sell for like almost $500,000, basically. 9% with the agent fees and everything, minus the $90,000 on the land, minus the $300,000 property. That's my actual profit, $46,000. $46,000 when this person's gonna make roughly 80,000, $60,000 on it. And that's the beauty of wholesaling. That's a good one. I'm glad I saw this. I would just I'll buy it for like $40,000. I see how much it recently just sold in May 16th for $20,000. So I'll be like $40,000. I see it as part of the most recently sold in May for $20,000. I'm not gonna buy it for more than that. If I'm able to get it for 40, then I can definitely make my money um with that $360,000 price point. 360 minus what is this? 20 $45,000 minus the three. I'm already making money on that too. Yeah. And it has to be resold for like $400,000. And I don't see any properties being sold over here for close to like 400. This one, 1364 in April. But you see, it's a bigger square footage. I'm analyzing this deal at a 1,200 square foot uh, home. But 383 is the highest one that I see. So yeah, I really don't like this deal at all because all these great shape 327 for 960. Yeah, I'm not gonna be making any money at all whatsoever. So good luck to this wholesaler slash wholesale deal because it is not gonna be working for anybody to sell it for that much. Like I said, if they're able to get away with like 250, if the property can sell for 350. So here, this is what I'm trying to break it down. So let me go back to this. There's this calculator over here. The seller's asking $169,000. The ARV, I need to sell for like $360,000. Repairs, it's new construction repairs, closing cost. So it's gonna be $300,000 worth of repairs because we're construction this home. And you see how I'm getting close to like $48,000. Strategy 70%, trying to fix and flip this. So I need to buy this property close to like $40,000. That's the realistic right there. Um, let's say I get it for $35,000, $35,000, pay the closing costs, total initial investment 338, and sell it for 360. On this deal, I'm gonna end up losing $10,000. Agent fees, profit 327, but the all the everything that cost on the property was 338. I'm not even making any money. So doing a brand, unless I'm able to reduce my repairs to like $250,000, then that'll be a more ideal. Even at that, I'm making only $40,000. But yeah, that's where the realism comes into play right here. And that's pushed me to like 77. No, honestly, 35 to like 40, that's like the most that I will get out of this. But that's the thing is this is a complete fire one. The complete fire one sell for less than $50,000. So if you ever see a fire property, I don't care if it's they're selling a land value, none of this bull crap. No, it's based on what the property needs. As soon as you start talking about severe damage, new construction, the it goes out the door for the buying the property less than $50,000. But I'm glad I saw that. I'm glad I saw this freaking thing right over here. I'm glad I saw it, and I got a feeling this is probably like an off-market deal as well too, because there's no listing or anything. It was just sold, bought in 2009 for 17, and they made a $3,000 profit when holding this property for them. Again, it was that fire. That fire damage really messed it all up. 1287, 375. Okay, that's not bad. But again, how much is it going to cost to build the property? So let me go back to my ARV. 370. Yeah, it's still I'm $48,000. That's how much I'm gonna be making. So if I was to like wholesale, so I got the property for $20,000, right? Honestly, they're trying to sell it for $169,000. But the property, like, if we go based on what the wholesaler is telling us, let's see. So I got in the contract for 100. So I'm trying to get $149,000 wholesale fee out of it, pay the closing costs, pretty much everything to it. And let's see. Repairs $250,000. Yep, that's how much it's gonna cost. 421, and the ARV is 370. The the investor's losing so much money on this. It's not even freaking worth it. So that's what this wholesaler is asking under is asking for under contract. Let's see, they asked for $30,000. Yeah, it's just not making any sense. So this is just a greedy wholesaler trying to do a wholesale deal at all whatsoever, and just the numbers really don't make any sense. If they were selling it for $40,000, cool, but hey, it is what it is. Not all deals are perfect, but hopefully you guys are able to learn something when it comes to like properties that are burnt down. Nothing more than $50,000. Honestly, not nothing more than $40,000, especially when it's severe damage as well too. Um, but I'll do that. I know we were delayed today. How many people do we have on? There's nobody on. It's perfectly fine. But that was our 50th episode. So I really appreciate you guys coming in. I don't see anybody on for some Q&A. If you guys have any questions, you can always comment and down below in the YouTube, or you can head over to our meetup, Real Estate Wholesaling Live analysis on Meetup, and ask me your questions to me directly there. Or if not, just join our next event on Sunday, June 9th. I think it is Sunday, June 9th at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. And again, I apologize for the technical difficulties for the the late start or delayed start. But hopefully in the next one we're able to find some deals. But Arizona, oh, this area is really good. There's 5 properties we came across that have been sitting on the market for more than 100 days. Honestly, I'm gonna take a look at this. back again and see if I can get something out of that. I'll keep you guys in touch. So I'll see you guys on the next one, June 9th, 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. I appreciate you guys coming into our 50th episode. That's over, I think we've done over 110 or 115 hours of free content so far. So we're gonna keep on going. We're gonna head over to the path of 100 episodes. So hopefully I'm able to see you guys there on the next one. All right, take care.